Hi, welcome back to my channel. I literally just had something occur to me, which is always interesting that I make a video when I'm actually interested. By the way, I haven't got a rash, even though it looks like I do. I think I've just been scratching. Actually, oh, do you know what that is? That's sunburn. Oh, no. I'm really sunburned. Oh, no. That's terrible. Okay, well, excuse this half of my body being sunburned. So basically I wanted to do a little video on how I always like to find the inner intuitive thought to a situation, because that's kind of what my videos are about and stuff like that. And obviously ever since I've spoken in the past about the fact I've been on mental health, I had been in the mental health system years and years ago, but it's still something that has grounded me in, you know, being honest with yourself. So currently I'm obviously in the process of looking for a job, and I've actually got an interview, but I've got in the back of my mind being realistic about the situation, because I think it's easy to do this whole law of attraction thing where people think that you know, you're gonna get something instant and long going from a job that you might not be right for. Not that you might not be right for, but sometimes if you are doing one of those you know, hourly rate jobs and you're a creative like me, it can be obviously a bit of a slog. So I'm trying to sort of decipher whether that's something I even want to go for in the first place. I mean, I probably will go to the interview unless I decide not to, but I'm half tempted to think I could go to the interview and not bother with the job in the end. I'd have to see how it is, because I do think I can build skills from that job, because I do want to do my online store. It'll probably give me some sort of customer service skills, but I feel like they're not things that I possibly couldn't learn in the future. I honestly don't know. I don't know whether it's worth doing that job to build more skills, but because I do have quite a lot of natural charisma, I feel like I might not struggle too much with that. So either way, I feel like I look at emotions in relationships and try and understand emotions in life, and I think it's important to look at emotions in jobs as well, because you logistically in a job you think, oh, it's just a job, but the fact is you do in a job you do have emotions. It depends what kind of a person you are. I feel like certain jobs will suit certain people really well. Support work really suited me because I'm really empathic, but for that very reason I wanted to go for a polar opposite job, which is retail. But I don't know, thinking about it, how suited I am to it. Now, obviously in my own store it's different, because I'm really passionate about that, because I can create stuff for it and it's more about the creative side for me, and obviously I do like speaking to people, so, or selling online or whatever, but I haven't fully done enough for that for it to be, because obviously I'm still getting my funding, which should be coming in very soon. I'm planning to do that on the side anyway regardless. But you got to think about the amount of energy you have. I enjoyed making videos. Obviously I've got a whole side of my life that's not to do with videos and work and anything. Obviously everything else, you know, do I need to go into all that? Obviously there's different aspects of life: travel, worldly pondering, nature, relaxed time, hobbies, and I'm just starting to think it might be a bit too much to take on a part-time job as well. And obviously if I end up getting back into a relationship, and if I don't get into a relationship, that time's going to be designated to myself. I feel like I'm trying to put my store into a hobby, and this YouTube into a hobby, where I really enjoy doing both of those, and I want it to be I just kind of go for my job is my online store. But it depends, because I wasn't sure about the incomes and stuff, but I've since looked at profit margin, well, not profit margins, but different products that I can make, and possibly it might work better. It's not really about the money anyway, it was about the socialisation, but I've done a video about how you can socialise. So I'm digressing. So basically you can easily lock yourself into rules in life, I feel like, but I think sometimes it's important to just meet those natural human urges to socialise, or to obviously fulfil a natural instinctual need. But obviously I haven't had my phone in the last 2 weeks, which didn't help my isolation. But whether I choose to do this job or don't choose to do this job, it's either way going to make me understand whether that's going to be the right thing or the wrong thing. It'll either push me into doing my online store even harder and know that that's definitely something I want to do, or if I do this job, it's going to help me build some extra skills, get some extra money, and if I do enjoy the shift, and you know, I've got to think about the logistics that comes with that, because some people really enjoy working in a job, and it's going to be obvious if I'm not enjoying it anyway. I don't want to bring that up on the shop, I don't want to bring that up on myself. It has to be something that I want to do in myself, otherwise, I mean, I feel like you can't love all jobs, but there are some people that really don't mind doing it, so I wouldn't want to take the place of someone that's getting, it's not about taking the place of someone, but I always think you are supposed to be where you are, so I don't know about that. But life, sorry, not digress for a further 5 minutes, but that's the preface of where I'm coming from. So it's easy to like treat life like you can replicate what you perceive as someone else's happiness or success, and that's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that personally. I don't think it's a bad idea to follow someone else's route if it's something you're interested in doing. I do not think that is wrong for 1 second, but it's important to make sure that that is actually something you want to do, because obviously in school we're like just sort of like programmed to sort of copy something, or you know, learn it in whatever means that is, but also in A-levels at least, or just any sort of, obviously for me I'm a bit of a kinesthetic learner, so I do learn by doing more than just copying and stuff, but I guess you do learn, but things in like A-levels as well, I feel like in coursework and stuff you have to sort of spit out what, or at least it was for me, things like biology, you have to literally, or which I did for level 3, is like in my access course, which you have to do like loads of stuff which you can't, it's like theory only, like you don't, there's not much creativity in that, so I don't need to be creative every moment of the day. So it's just about weighing up that balance. Like that's why it could be a good thing for me to do, you know, some work with a retail job. Sorry, my laptop's about to turn off. So life, though, it's important not to romanticize life, and it's not like a piece of art at the end of the day. Like life has a lot of, but in the same vein, I'm saying like it's fine to romanticize life, but at the same time, like it's not necessarily about not romanticizing it either. Like you don't have to live in a miserable job that you don't like just to not romanticize it. Like it's not good to romanticize every second, but it doesn't mean you can't logistically do something that you enjoy. But then this woman was saying how she has the best nights out when she doesn't expect anything from the night out, so I could kind of go into a job not expecting much from it and actually get a lot from it, or like build some skills, or you know, meet some, I don't know, just do some stuff that I enjoy from it and stuff. Yeah, I think it's just important though to be aware of the instant gratification factor that can come into doing something like this, where you can just be like, oh well, it is instant gratification and you're not necessarily, you know, gonna get long-term happiness from it. And you can have this like grand expectation of like how things will go in your mind, and it's just not the reality. And I think obviously going through life the amount I have, I've noticed that that is the case already. So I could be like, oh, I can just start it and see, but I don't want to like start it and stop it. That's why I didn't do uni in the end, because I didn't want it to go in like being like, oh, it's going to be this like great experience, like they sell to you or whatever. And for some people it is, but I knew it would be wrong for me, so I didn't go. And I think it's the same thing with this kind of job. But I think as well it's important for like a hypocrite level to practice what I preach in these videos, because I know some of it is a little bit spacey, but a lot of it just is kind of like down to earth stuff as well, where like you're like being honest about like yourself, like you're only lying to yourself. Like, not saying if you don't agree with me you're lying to yourself, but I feel like I'm only lying to myself if I'm not being you know, true to what I actually think. And I've learned that the hard way. I'll tell you that. You know, you could be in cognitive dissonance about things, but really they just don't go anywhere, and you just come out in other ways and it's not helpful. So there we go. And it's just, yeah, I think, yeah, that's the end of my video really, but I just think life's sometimes about dancing in the rain of a situation that at least you're passionate about it. It's like you dance out in the rain, you might dislike the rain, but at least you're dancing. It doesn't mean that you have to go inside and get your winter blankets during the rain. It's about going out in the rainstorm and dancing in the rain, be whatever your rainstorm is. But I feel like it might be important to consider going into this job that could be a bit of a going out from the rain instead of pursuing my online store. But then I can't imagine being on my own for ages, not socialising, so it's something I've really got to come to a conclusion for myself. But it's something that I've been thinking about, something that you might be... I think it's important to think something through before you take on something like a job anyway. So it's important to look at all the aspects of your life, how much energy you're willing to put into different aspects, because you will get run down if you don't portion your life energy out properly. Because I feel like I've had a really good balance over lockdown, but obviously I've only been working freelance, self-employed, and hardly even that, because I haven't really had the funds to start up my store. As I said, I'm getting the funds. But yeah, it's something to think about. And also, if you're thinking about trying to do freelance or quitting a job that you're not maybe too keen on anymore, or you want to start a business or whatever. So yeah, I'm just some stuff, but well, I think it is anyway. Thanks for listening, bye.